In the early stages include Norwich and Mariensky, and just after these Darrick, and towards the outside of that one is Arany. Close in after them on the inside rails is the lone Frenchman, that's Nani. Right behind Nani, tracking him, is Sally Rouse, and then out towards the outside, performing arts with Sayara. Key Danzig is prominent too. They completed 2.5 furlongs, and it's still Norwich making the running, but only just from Mariensky in second. Right after these 2 in 3 is Darrick, and then comes Regal Peace up on the outside. They're passing the 4 pole now, and Norwich is still in command by about a length from Mariensky, Darrick and Nani. And then after these, as they reach halfway out towards the outside, Keith Danzig and Performing Arts. Widest of all is Swiss Affair after a low start. Revelation trying to get on terms, as is In Excess. Nani not far behind the leaders on the near side. But I'd say it was Darrick now, is just about taking it up. Darrick from Norwich, little between these two, though. Mariensky right behind them, and then Sayara. And now Keith Danzig coming with a very powerful run indeed, as they come down towards the distance, and Keith Danzig on the outside comes up to dispute it with Norwich between the two, and flying is Sally Rouse, and Bold Russian, the favourite, starts his run as well. They're very close as they come inside the final half furlong. Sally Rouse being taken on now by the favourite Bold Rush, then Keith Danzig. Sally Rouse just hanging on from Bold Russian, Keith Danzig and Norwich.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
Jumped in a good line too, Belwa, and also on the far side Grand Morning, both quickly into stride. Alabama going very fast early, so too is Maria Cappuccini in the centre, and on the stands rail it's On Tiptoes who's driving through to take up the early running. On Tiptoes the leader, from on the far side Alabama, and Belwa's there as well. Food of Love has now moved into second spot. In behind them is Kandara from Maria Cappuccini, then Maratib back on the rails, then it's All Academic as they run down past halfway, and the leader on the stands rail is On Tiptoes, from in second placing Food of Love. Kandara behind them from It's All Academic. Then out in the centre is Grand Morning. Bell was toiling and dropping back to second last. A furlong and a half to go. On Tiptoes is leading them a merry dance. 2 lengths in front now of It's All Academic. Out in the centre, Furajet and Grand Morning trying hard to peg back the leader, but it's On Tiptoes 3 lengths in front from Furajet. It's All Academic and Grand Morning. Maratib can't find any more, and it's On Tiptoes who's going to the line for Dean McEwen to win in good style. On Tiptoes by 3 lengths, It's All Academic. Third, Furajet, and fourth, Grand Morning.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
With a mile to race in the Coronation Stakes, Hasbar is the first out of the stalls. Hasbar takes an early lead, but quickly moving right up into close contention on the inside, Heart of Joy. Waterwell is the other member of that leading trio, and after these 3, Chimes of Freedom. And then for France, May We, and the last 2 are the outside of Model Village. And finally, Pharaoh's Delight, bidding for her 3rd Ascot win. They're coming now to the end of the second furlong, and Hasbar still takes them along in the lead here by just over a length from Waterwell and Heart of Joy, very close. In 4th place is Chimes of Freedom, then 5 May We, and 6 Model Village, and still at the rear of the field, 7th and last, with 5 to run, is Pharaoh's Delight. Coming to the last 4.5 furlongs, and Hasbar, who is yet to be headed, continues to set the gallop. She's being followed by Waterwell in 2nd place and Heart of Joy in 3rd. Heart of Joy trying to recover last time's losses. Now they come towards the final 3.5 as they passed halfway, with Hasbar still the leader and Waterwell second and Heart of Joy third. In 4, Chimes of Freedom. 5, May We. The order unchanged. The last 2 are still Model Village and Pharaoh's Delight. Turning for home as they enter the last 3 furlongs and level up into the final straight. It's Hasbar nearest the rails, with the white nose band from Heart of Joy, Waterwell and Chimes of Freedom starting a powerful run up on the outside. Hasbar being tackled now by both Chimes of Freedom and Heart of Joy, and after them Pharaoh's Delight beginning a run from the back of the field, and then May We being switched, and after these a gap to Waterwell and Model Village down below the distance, and it's Chimes of Freedom who swept into the lead. Chimes of Freedom and Steve Cawthon going clear now from the long-time leader Hasbar, the favourite Heart of Joy, only third, and then comes May We for France. And up towards the line, it's the third winner at the meeting for Henry Cecil and Steve Cawthon. Chimes of Freedom from Hasbar, Heart of Joy and May We.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
And away to a pretty good start too, and Pride of Araby just dropped in behind in the early stages on the stands rail. First away there is New Submission, no submission. Hawam is right up there as well, and just behind them is Sylvan Tempest as they sort themselves out. They've split into 2 groups, and over on the far side it's True Dividend is showing very prominently there. So too is Dayland over on the far side as they sort themselves out and run through the first 2 furlongs or so. coming up towards the 6 furlong marker. It's Ponto Nuvo on the stands rail in company there with Sovereign Rocket. They're the leaders on the stands rail. Just behind them is Subaru, is in a very prominent position. Sylvan Tempest is not that far away either, and further back then is Curtain Call. Over on the far side there, it's at this stage it's Neyland, who's very prominent. So too is Twilight Agenda, and also there True Dividend, who leads that pack over on the far side. But the stand side have it inside the half mile now. It's Ponto Nuvo, Sovereign Rocket and Western Wolf from Subaru, who's very prominent as well. Then Curtain Call from Fedoria. Next is Hero Sash on the stands rail from Otter Gale, and further back in the field then is Gilderdale. Over on the far side, Twilight Agenda goes to the front now from True Dividend, who can't go on. Then follows Secretary of State and Neyland, who's boxing on from You Are a Star. Anybody's race, a furlong and a half to go. Curtain Call races up with Subaru to take the lead now. Ponto Nuvo boxing on from Gilderdale, then Hero Sash. Twilight Agenda alone on the far side from Neyland. They come up to the half furlong now. It's Curtain Call kept going in front. Gilderdale from Pride of Araby putting in giant strides, and Ponto Nuvo's come again on the stands rail, and Ponto Nuvo's got up to win from Curtain Call. Pride of Araby third, close for fourth between Gilderdale there and Hero Sash.
Parting Moment maintains his advantage from Criminal Law, but only a length in it now. Towards the outside of these, Kasayid comes to dispute and to take second. And close behind these, River God going very nicely, one off the rails. Within 5 is Sober Mind, as they turn now into the straight with just 3 to go, and it's still Parting Moment from Kasayid. Criminal Law on the inside being joined by River God, then Sober Mind, and then making late headway towards the leaders is Slow Exposure as they straighten for home. They've 2 to run. Parting Moment yet to be headed, but River God's got thoughts about that, and indeed River God now at the 2 comes to take it up very easily. River God from Parting Moment in second. Way behind, Kasayid is third. Criminal Law 4, Sober Mind 5. Up now into the final furlong, and River God strides clear, at least 4 lengths ahead of Parting Moment in second, going up to the line, and River God being eased. Steve Coulson again. River God from Parting Moment, Kasayid to pass the post in third. Just past halfway, uphill now towards the 5 furlong marker. And Carlingford continues to show in front of Beau Ideal, who's only a half length behind, if that. Bean King takes closer order, racing wide. Garcid on the outside is making ground. Mathega's making ground. Army of Stars still well in touch on the inside. So they race up now towards the 4 furlong from home marker, and it's still Carlingford just from Beau Ideal, only a neck between these two. They're a length in front of the Prussian, who's on the outside disputing third with Army of Stars. Bean King's poised behind these. Then comes Native Magic looking for room, but nowhere much to go at the moment. Hateel just in front of him, and Persion wide is making plenty of ground, and bringing in his slipstream comes Further Flight. They straighten for home now, 2.5 to run. And here it is that Carlingford drops away, and Army of Stars is left in front with Hateel, the challenger. Native Magic getting some daylight on the rails. First Victory comes to challenge. In the centre of the track, the Prussian. They've got 1.5 furlongs to go, and it's here that Hateel goes on now from First Victory, and the Prussian in the centre, Army of Stars fourth on the far side. Ivory Wave 5 and racing for home now, and it's Hateel, 1.5 lengths in front of First Victory, going for the line. Hateel is clear. First Victory, the Prussian for third, Army of Stars fourth.